Marcus Aurelius highlighted that regardless of the severity of circumstances, there is always a choice in how we judge them. Choose not to harm yourself, and you won't feel harmed. Do not feel harmed, and you have not been harmed, affirmed Marcus Aurelius. The instruction may seem easy, but it is challenging to apply if we do not understand what makes us feel harmed and lack the wisdom to make a happy change. Fortunately, the ancient Stoics provide this wisdom. In general, the amount of suffering humans endure largely depends on the whims of fate, but it varies from person to person. The Stoics argued repeatedly that someone with a robust internal consciousness would suffer less than someone whose emotional well-being is entirely dependent on external circumstances. Resilience lies in internal awareness, the only aspect of human experience we have total control over. The philosophy of Stoicism focuses on strengthening the mind rather than external factors. Marcus Aurelius's book, Meditations, contains several ideas shedding light on experiences typically considered harmful. His writings allow us to view our lives differently and change how we think about the challenges we face. The key to resilience, according to Stoicism, lies in internal awareness. One of Marcus Aurelius's teachings is about the pain of judgment. He called the mind the ruler of the soul, emphasizing that our thoughts ultimately decide how we feel. For example, when experiencing physical pain, resisting and fighting it can worsen the situation. Marcus Aurelius argued that our minds should remain unshaken in the face of bodily agitations, whether gentle or violent. The Stoic philosophy encourages acceptance of physical pain as a natural phenomenon, without labeling it as inherently good or bad. While pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Marcus Aurelius urged not to resist the pain itself and abstain from judgment. The distinction between sensations and real suffering is crucial. Physical pain is natural, but the mind creates additional suffering through judgment. The Stoic teachings can be applied to various forms of pain, not just physical. When emotionally hurt by insults, for instance, it is not the insult itself, but our judgments and beliefs that cause distress. Adjusting our beliefs about the inevitability of insults in human interactions and recognizing our ability to control our reactions reduces the likelihood of feeling harmed. People who live in continuous conflict with the world around them, constantly affected by everything happening, may have beliefs that are not aligned with reality. Stoicism suggests aligning our beliefs with the nature of the world to reduce inner conflict. Instead of being in constant conflict with the world, understanding that certain events are beyond our control helps in minimizing feelings of being harmed by them. Therefore, if we want to end this continuous conflict in our minds, we need to change our beliefs. An excellent way to start is by stopping excessive demands on the world. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius argues against asking for the impossible, deeming it foolish. We cannot expect what cannot be delivered, and asking for the impossible is a strategy destined to fail. Yet subtly, we often seem to ask for the impossible all the time, wishing for things to happen in ways that are unrealistic and not aligned with the world's nature. These so-called empty optimists are prone to this behavior. Their optimism makes them hopeful and confident in a future that has minimal probability of occurring. Confidence and hope are not inherently bad, but if they are not aligned with reality, disappointment is the logical consequence. Expecting good luck, asking for the impossible, wishing never to fall ill, never to be insulted or never to be ridiculed, is asking for the impossible. We have as much control over these things as a rock controls the waves crashing against it. For a mind that expects too much, life is continually wrong, as reality never satisfies. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly points to providence from a historical perspective. Providence means that nothing happens that nature has not planned. Therefore, everything perceived as defects is intentional and precisely as it should be. Dishonest, arrogant, ungrateful, envious, and shameless individuals coexist in this world, just as virtues, happiness, sadness, good, and evil. Wishing otherwise would be a desire against nature itself. When faced with someone else's cynicism, Marcus Aurelius advises asking oneself if a world without cynicism is possible. If the answer is no, then do not ask for the impossible. As long as there is life, there will be disease and death. As long as there are people, there will be those with flaws. Not asking for the impossible means stopping trying to change the universe. We cannot do that. No matter how much we try, the universe always prevails. If we accept this, we will see the value in lowering our expectations. Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that lowering expectations does not mean we settle for less or become passive. It means understanding that the world has its own way of unfolding, and we should not resist it. By ceasing to desire things to happen as we wish, but desiring them to happen as they truly do, we are left with something that cannot harm us. Seeing beauty in adversity, appreciating the imperfections and decay, and accepting the nature of life, we can find inspiration and creativity, even in the face of misfortune. Developing an appreciation for adversity allows us to be less shaken when life hands us lemons. Moreover, we can almost always find something good in the worst circumstances. Misfortune can inspire, remind us of our fragility, change our perspective on life, and make us more compassionate toward others. If we see beauty in everything that surpasses our destiny, adversity will hardly harm our well-being. When our judgments work against us, we suffer, as external circumstances are beyond our control. Adding value to things we do not possess by focusing on ourselves and not letting our wills harm us does not mean we can control destiny. The universe will do as it pleases, and there's nothing we can do about it. However, we control how we position ourselves in relation to it. Whether it's people hating or despising us, it's their problem. Our task is to remain calm in the face of such individuals and not be dragged into their malice. From a historical perspective, diversity itself is not harmful to our well-being. It only becomes harmful if we allow it. Therefore, choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Do not feel harmed, and you have not been harmed. As Marcus Aurelius said, here are 2 more videos full of historical wisdom for you to learn even more. Until next time.